Hello, it's Lisa again, and here we are in week 4 of September. We're still working on the superhero theme, and so far we have learned that we can be strong, and we can be courageous, and we can be brave. And this week we're going to be learning about Joshua, and we're going to be learning about being wise. So Joshua and the Battle of Jericho is really a fun story, and this week we're going to be focusing on the number 7 a lot because they walked around 7 times and blowing the horns. So once again, we have these on the wall. You can take them up, carry them around if you need to. Some of them aren't stuck on the wall, and that's okay because we're working on finding some stuff to use to stick them. So if they're not stuck on the wall, that's good. So this tells you what we've been learning about all month. So that way, if this is your first week, then you can see all the things that the kids have already learned this month. So you can even go back, since this is the last week of the month, kind of a review week, you can even go back. Hey, do you guys remember last week when you learned about Rahab? Hey, do you remember when you learned about this? And the memory verse is down here. Our key question is still, who is always with you? God is always with me. And the verse and everything is on here. So the first activity this week in the Make It True page is called 7 times. And you have to do, get them to stand in front of you in a group, and you're going to do a bunch of different stuff 7 times. So like, can you clap your hands 7 times? Can you jump up and down 7 times? Can you do all these things 7 to really reinforce that number 7? So then later on when they get to the video DVD, when it starts talking about that, they'll be like, oh, hey, remember we just did all those things 7 times. We know what that means. And then the second thing is called build a wall. If you're in the 2- and 3-year-old classrooms, when you go to the little gym, there's those really nice big blocks in there. So if you want to do this activity while you have your little playground time, that would be a good idea, because this one just wants you to build a wall, because that's what the story is going to be about. It's about a big wall. So there's lots of nice blocks in there that you can build with, have them knock them over, and that would give them something where they can all work together. And if you're in the 4s, you can look in your class and see what you have to build with. If you have Legos, or if you have anything that you can stack together to build things, and let the 4-year-olds be really creative in this and building their wall and talking about how it takes this time and all these things. You have to think about it, and then they can knock their wall down. And then the Make It True game this week is Simon Says, which is just your basic Simon Says. For the little ones, this might be a little more difficult with the concept of only do this when I say Simon Says, but the other ones should have fun. And you can just kind of play a follow the leader game too if they can't follow the Simon Says instructions. But this is to focus on being a listener, because that's what Joshua had to do. Joshua had to listen to God and follow the instructions that God gave him so they could win this battle. And then, you know, when you say your prayer, when you're having your snack time and you're praying over the kids, just pray that God will teach them how to be wise, and that they'll know how to be wise. And this week, the Make It Stick isn't so much of a transition activity like it usually is. Last week, everybody was so cute walking around being sneaky spies. The 4-year-olds did a really good job going back and forth from the playground. Some of them were crawling. It was really cute to watch everybody being sneaky spies last week. So this week, it's not so much of a transition activity as it is a review game for the memory verse, since this is the last week of the month, the last time we'll be doing this verse. So it has a cute game to say the verse and pretend like you're blowing horns, and make them wait till you blow the horns. Then they can say the memory verse. So this kind of incorporates the elements of the story of Joshua in with the memory verse. And don't forget, on your wall, you have this, which is the picture instructions for the memory verse. And I've seen a couple of, even the little 2-year-olds that know the verse already this month. And it's really, really, really cute to see these little bitty kids talking about being strong and not being afraid. So we have these, this picture thing you can take down and carry with you that gives you the motion by motion instructions for the memory verse. It's really cute. And then the art this week has the potential to be a mess. So if you want to wear the aprons, it might be a good idea. It's simple. We have Joshua and a wall, and so they're going to use the dot markers to paint the wall. But the dot markers, if you dot them super hard, they will splat everywhere, and it will get on your clothes and stuff. So especially for the little ones, you might want to put on the aprons to protect their clothes, because I don't really know how well this stuff washes out.
It does.
The dot markers are fun. Everybody really likes to use these, and we printed it on cardstock because I know the dot markers can get really wet and put holes in the paper. So we tried to print it on cardstock this time to make that not be such a mess. But
They're good motor skills too.
Yes, so it's really good for them to try to, you know, they can make patterns, they can do whatever with these, because there's plenty of these markers. So this will be really fun. They really like to do this. just beware of it all over their hands, and then if they rub it on their face and on their clothes. So it has the potential to be a mess, but that's okay because
We
this
love
one really
messes.
is a lot of fun. And once again, it reinforces. And then when they take this home, it's got this, I can be wise because God is always with me. So that way their mom and dad really know what they learned about. It's got the scripture reference. If you want to read ahead, we're learning about the Battle of Jericho from Joshua 6, 1 through 20. That's going to be the story reference for this week. And that's it. Have fun being a superhero one more week. Bye.